Hello everyone, Matsuri here, and today I wanted to make a special video on a review of a new device that I have. It is the Retroid Pocket 5. I got it in the 16-bit color variation with a see-through back plate. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called a clear back plate. You pay basically like $6 extra for this, so you can replace the original back plate. And yeah, I just wanted to share some thoughts about this device because I really fell in love with this. I have to admit that this is my first kind of this new retro emulation handheld thing that's been popping off with like the Miu Mini and all that. The Anbernic I can think of that I see a lot of videos and a lot of people talking about. But I just wanted to dive into that kind of world because I really do love a lot of especially GBA games. And I am also trying to dive into a GameCube games and everything because I've never had the chance to play any of the GameCube games growing up. So this kind of gives me an opportunity to check out all these different games that I missed out on. And I wanted to say I got this I think it's 2 days, it arrived 2 days after Christmas, and I've been holding on to this. I've been almost daily driving it. I almost play games on it every day since I got it, and I wanted to really make a video after I've marinated on my initial impressions of this, and after I wanted to beat a couple of games, before I wanted to really talk about my experience and everything, and just share my thoughts about it. And yeah, I have mostly been playing, like I said, GBA games so far. I've been playing some Pokemon games, and I've beaten Fire Emblem: The Binding Blade. It's a fan translation of a Japanese only game from the Fire Emblem franchise, and I have been dabbling in a few Nintendo DS games and anything to see what the limits are on this device. And so my thoughts here are, overall, this is a really impressive, really powerful handheld, really useful. You can fit it in your pocket and everything. It just basically is a phone that you can play a game on, in my opinion. It's an Android phone. It is based on Android. It is literally running on Android. If you can see this, I don't know if you can see it. And yeah, let's just my thoughts on it are first of all, the screen. The screen is massive and it is beautiful. I will try to get some B-roll on my actual camera as I record this, but the screen is so vibrant. It is so wide and it fits perfectly for all the games that I've tried so far, especially the Gameboy games. It is scaled up a little bit to fit the screen from the original Game Boy, but or the Game Boy Advance, but yeah, it fits perfectly. And I have managed to play some GameCube games, like I said, and some PlayStation Portable, 3DS, Nintendo DS, and as well as a couple of PS2 games. Not very deep. I haven't managed to beat all of them yet. It's just just surface level stuff so far, and all of it has been running very, very smoothly. The buttons are excellent, although I will say the face buttons are kind of annoying. To me, I like crisp, clicky sounds. It's not gonna, my mic's not gonna pick it up, but on this one, it's a bit of a mushy feel, which is nice for actual the finger feel. I don't know how else to describe it, but the sound it produces is a bit scratchy, and that's the only complaint I have about the face button. Other than that, the game, the layout itself is almost like a PlayStation Vita. So if you own a PlayStation Vita, the layout is almost the same, except in my opinion, my personal opinion, the Vita has better face buttons because it's got that crisp, you know, button sound that I like, that I enjoy. Because after playing hours and hours and hours of this, of like some of the games that I've been playing, it does get a little bit annoying for me. But again, that's personal taste. Your mileage may vary on that. Another thing that I dislike about it is the shape of it. So it starts hurting on the edge on my palms after like a long time, like a long session. And I think it has something to do with like how the shape of the bump is, maybe, or maybe it's just not the right fit for my hand. I don't know. Like I said, this is my first, emulation device, like retro emulation. I don't know how else to call it, but the shape of it, is a bit. I don't know why, but like I do play a lot of games on my Vita as well. Like I spend a decent amount of time on my Vita, and it doesn't have the same effect, but this does. And the only difference from a Vita is that the Vita is like smooth on the back, whereas this one has these like nice little like grippy bumps. But I think that is not like good for my particular shape of my hands or something. I do not know. The sound quality that this game produces, like I mean the device produces, is excellent. It's loud but not choppy or anything. It's just crisp, clear, and very, very like it handles it the sound quality of like any games very well. And also another thing that really surprised me actually is the battery. The battery lasts for a really long time, especially if you like manage it a little bit with all the different options that you have for like battery management. It lasts very long. Like you can go for a long gaming session without having to worry about like I think at some point while I was playing one of the GBA games, this console lasted me like almost 2 whole days, if I remember correctly. Not playing constantly, but like long sessions at a time, which is really impressive because I can't say the same thing about my Steam Deck. And like other than that, like it is a very, very premium looking. It holds like it feels premium as well, and it handles all the games that I've played so far very well. Although I do have to mention, when I first like out of the box, it comes with its own Retroid like emulation deck kind of thing. Its own software and everything, which is okay, but it was kind of confusing to like navigate around, and kind of annoying with all the different like. It's still a little bit glitchy, not glitchy. I shouldn't say that. It does get a bit annoying. Because sometimes it kind of fights with the Android OS a little bit with all the stuff that I have in here. But I did follow Retro Game Corp's video on a setup guide, and I followed him like word for word. Although after long use, I have switched some of the setup to like my own preferences, especially like the stuff about like how the power button works and everything. If you play with it, if you ever get a chance to get it, you'll understand what I mean. Other than that, this is really good. Like I highly, highly recommend anybody who's interested in picking one up. It's basically an Android phone. I think I've said this before. That can run like it if you have all the Android apps that plays like the emulations. It's basically that. So what I mean by that is like the PPSPP emulation for like PlayStation and PlayStation Portable, and like Pizza Boy for like Game Boy and everything. That's you can switch up whatever emulation app that you want to use for the games that you have, and you can choose whichever. Like you can choose Dolphin versus like RetroArch, I don't know. But you know, yeah. So there's a lot of choices. It is excellent. You know, I just have some minor gripes that may not apply to you about the grip and the space button and everything, but overall, this device is a 9 out of 10 solid device for me. I am amazed. Like I said, it has quickly become my favorite gaming device because of its size, its shape. I can just put it in the pocket. Although I have seen some Reddit posts about the screen, like the face screen cracking for some people on Reddit, and they were posting about it, which is kind of scary for me. So be aware, you know, because the face of the device is all glass, which is, you know, neither here nor there. Your mileage may vary on the preference of these things, but it is, you know, it is excellent. It is very portable, and it is very powerful. Very powerful. You can, you know, the games that I've checked out so far, everything runs smoothly. The setup guide might like have some issues for you maybe, but like again, if you follow some YouTubers like Retro Game Corpse, you know, they have excellent setup guides. So if you follow them, you know, watch their videos, and they also have written guides, and if you like follow both, you're gonna have no trouble at all to set up and like get it running. The buttons are really good. Again, the only complaints that I have are the face buttons, like the ABXY, you know, just sounding a little bit scratchy. But again, that's a me problem. Everything else, especially the D-pad, feels amazing. Like the size of it and the shape of it and everything is amazing for all the retro games that I've been playing, like Mega Man Zero. That comes to my mind right now. You know, it's so good for this, and yeah, I like the design. I like how it looks. Again, it's very reminiscent of a PlayStation Vita. So if you own one of those, you know, it's the same thing. Basically, it's almost the same thing. And yeah, and I'm amazed at how long the battery lasts. And it's not noisy. Like, you can't hear the fans and everything while it's running, even at like max settings. I've tried it like a couple of times. I'm really, if you play like a GameCube game, like I wonder if I can show it off on my web camera right now, but like if you run a GameCube game, it looks, for some reason, like the GameCube games stand out head and shoulders above everything else. It's just so popping. Like it looks so clean. It's so vibrant, and I love everything about it. So I'm just gonna try and show you guys what I mean. And again, there's no glitches, there's no stuttering, nothing. It just runs buttery smooth. And I don't know if I can... I hope you guys can kind of tell what I'm talking about. Like, I am gonna try and take some B footage on my actual like camera, but like, I hope I can justify this on a YouTube video. But yeah, highly recommended. Highly recommended. I really hope people pick this up. It is one of the best devices you can get for your money. You can get it for like, you can Google Retroid Pocket 5. I will try and get a link on the description. I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm not affiliated, obviously, but I just wanted to like share my thoughts on it. Yeah, that's all. Thank you. Bye-bye.